Oh, the AI tracking can't even keep up. But yo, it's your boy, the Don Dada, Sean Marley Mar, the top shotter. We back at it, man. We back at it again. I'm tapping back in, man. I'm tapping back in. You feel me? So tonight, I'm getting myself together. I'm trying to be aesthetically pleasing here. It's late. We in the subdivisions of the suburbs, you feel me? I got this American flag thing on my head. It ain't that deep, but it is that deep. And that's what we finna talk about tonight. Vent a little bit, let people get to know me a little bit. And I got this AI tracking camera, so I probably need to cut it off so it ain't moving. It look like it's having a hard time keeping up. Let me see, maybe I can, yeah, I think so. I'm over here, bro, see? Yeah, I'm gonna cut the AI tracking off. Yeah, there we go. Pause it real quick. But yeah, man, what I wanted to talk about, I've been feeling it. Like I said, I'm tapping back in. I've been feeling that expression that I've been missing, where I used to get on here and express myself on my Snapchats and stuff like that. And I just been consuming so much lately. Like, I have not been putting out nothing really but music, you know? So I'm out here tonight. I'm gonna ramble a little bit. Don't really want to do no edits and cut out the empty spaces. There's gonna be like a raw resuming. I don't know. Be trying to talk fancy like T.I. and be messing up. Excuse me for burping. But yeah, you know, basically what I just kind of want to vent a little bit, like, cause it hit me on my way back home tonight that I'm a very intelligent person. I'm very emotionally intelligent, but I'm also very traumatized. So being a intelligent, oh, see, it's late out here. I got this nice little light. I'm probably gonna attract all the bugs. Being an intelligent, emotionally intelligent person that's traumatized, there's a lot that comes with that. And I'm venting and realizing as I'm going and even coming up with these things. Like, as I was having a thought on my way home, I'm like, yo, you know, just thinking about different things I've been dealing with over the past couple of years, why I've been dealing with these things, my own, making sure I don't get caught up in my own ego, being emotionally intelligent. These are some tasks, you know, balancing those things every day, all day. You know, so when you're emotionally intelligent, you see things before most people do. You acknowledge things before most people do. That's the part that is probably the trickiest. You're gonna be the one that says, you know what? Let's take it, for example, just group setting, social setting, and even use some real life situations. If you place yourself, you're an emotionally intelligent person, you place yourself in certain situations. I don't know the boy's name. I gotta get better with names. I'm not even good with names on a day-to-day basis. But when you place yourself in situations like the situation where the boy got lost on the island, if any of those white children would have had more emotional intelligence, somebody would have been like, nah, this might not be what we need to do, you know. Because to have to go home and get a bunch of lawyers, you know, and then you got this boy phone, something ain't adding up. Somebody wasn't intelligent enough, nor were they emotionally intelligent enough to know when to call the situation out for what it was and make a better decision. Oh man, hey, I came back on. Oh no. Oh yeah. See, trying to be cool. Goddamn mouse coming to my lights. Pause again. No AI tracking right now. But, you know, so you're gonna be the first ones to be able to call out some bullshit. Let me give a better example. When you have a family and you got a family that's like Auntie always come up with, you know, always asking for somebody for their money, never paying them back. You know, the emotionally intelligent thing to do is, you know, you got to call it out. Now, how you go about calling it out is a completely different thing. And that's one thing, you know, people aren't really good at is like, okay, call a spade a spade. It can be handled without, you know, getting uptight, violent, having shouting matches. It could be handled that way. But 9 times out of 10, the emotionally intelligent person is going to be met with someone that's very emotionally unintelligent, which is why there's probably going to be some kind of situation at hand anyway. That good añejo. I ain't got no chaser. Crazy. But also outside of extroverted situations, you're emotionally intelligent within yourself. You also know, like, you gotta check yourself a lot. Because being able to analyze situations, and when you're traumatized from past situations that have left you emotionally scarred, now you're coming from a defensive place of emotional intelligence. So you overreact. You gotta stop yourself from overreacting to certain shit. You know? You might be right in your observation of, you know, something might not be quite right, but you'll jump to conclusions. And that's what I've been working on myself, is not jumping to conclusions about things. Even external situations, external situations that have nothing to do with me. I don't know what happened with some of these things, but when you can just pick up on the details that have been given, you know, you can come to certain conclusions. Like, but you still gotta wait for facts. You gotta be able to gather facts and just be able to come to a decent conclusion on things, or wait till things play out. Now, one thing about America right now is like, it's a lot of emotionally intelligent people in the world. You can see that in comments on different posts, and it's like you can see all the bad apples up high on top of the pyramid, all the way scattered down as we keep going down to the bottom of the base of the pyramid. A lot of emotionally intelligent people, but unfortunately, we're not the ones in power. I think that's what America needs right now. America needs more people with emotional intelligence. Oh my. Too much truth, my fire going out. America needs emotionally intelligent leaders. We do not have, I wouldn't say any, because I don't think we'd be going through what we're going through. But I also think, just looking at some of the other places in the world that have been very vocal, very present in times of crisis and requiring immediate change with what's going on up above at the top of the pyramid. Right now, we too docile. I used that word the other day, which also helped me come to the conclusion of my, you know, this emotional intelligence based on trauma is sometimes it's hard to decide and make a decision. Oh shit, I don't know, I just feel like something touching me out this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But it's hard to make decisive moves sometimes. It's hard to make a decisive decision on when to act and when not to, because you know shit can go really good and shit can go really bad. And that's why I say there's a lot of emotionally intelligent people in America right now. We're all outraged, but it's internal, because I'm pretty sure most people feel like there's nothing that we can do. But There is. We gotta stand up. We gotta fight. We do gotta come together. It's enough of us. I think that's what the one thing people don't think is it's enough people that's gonna stand up and fight. There's enough of us. We gotta get out there. We gotta bear it all on the line. I can't remember the country. It was a couple months ago, maybe even a year ago. Man, they went out there and everybody went out there. They ain't go to work. They wasn't paying no bills. They was out on the streets protesting hard. And I think that they got their leader to resign. And over time, everything ended up going right. I just seen something with China, how they handling housing. You know what I'm saying? They taking a loss financially in the short term for a better society in the long term. And there's just so much greed in America right now. It's so much greed. Capitalism. Everything about a dollar. Like, with Sony, like, you mean to tell me, like, yo, y'all going straight digital right after y'all had got called out for canceling the catalogs of so many things because the license ran out? So people bought movies, games, but since the license ran out and they bought it digitally only, they money gone. Their money gone. And now right after that, they talking about they not gonna have nothing physical no more. Like, that's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? So they basically want you to agree to that. Like, and if don't nobody, now people are canceling their subscriptions, I heard, and stuff like that. But if people don't really say, nah, we not with that, and voice their concerns with the route things are going, Sony, for example, it ain't gonna change. They're not gonna change their mind. They got, whether it's a boycott or real get out there on the street and go on their front porch, is how I like to call it. These data centers, you gotta go on their front porch, my nigga. Like, and I can say that is because one thing about me and my brothers, if it's an issue, and it's before, ain't no Twitter, and it might be some Twitter, you know what I'm saying? You say something crazy on Twitter, and I know where you stay, I'm knocking on your front door. Come outside, and let's talk about this. Let's talk about this face to face, mano y mano, And sometimes that is, you gotta be physically present to put that, they serious. Cause just, reposting and shit like that, it's not getting us nowhere. Yeah, we all talking about it. I see some stuff like get 80,000 likes. Everybody in agreement, like, oh, that's some fucked up shit, whatever the situation is. But 80,000 likes ain't gonna do nothing. 80,000 likes ain't gonna change nothing. You gotta go knock on their door. 80,000 niggas. 80,000 people gotta go knock on that front door of that data center and shut it down. 80,000 people need to go to they what you call it? Your senator's office, your goddamn mayor, your look at him. But yeah, whoever the leader is of your state, you know what I'm saying? Federal, state, all of it. We gotta go to Congress. The stuff they passing, the rulings on some of these court cases, like, we gotta go on their front post, bro. Like, but as they stick it to the man, you gotta stick it to them. They sticking it to us. And what Trump said, that nigga don't give a damn about the motherfucking American dollar or the American people and how much money we making or ain't making. Like, you the president of this conglomerate. I can't even call it a country. Of this business, you the president, and you don't give a damn how your decisions is affecting the people. That's crazy to say out your mouth on national TV. And that was like a month or two ago. Ain't nobody did nothing. Gas still high. People roads still fucked up. Police still acting however they want to act. Killing babies. They're killing babies, bro. Like killing people, dogs. Man, shit sick out here. And I wish I was one of them people that was like more organized about how I like to talk about some of this stuff. And maybe one day I will be. But I just, like I said, I've been consuming so much content and working and living my own life, being emotionally intelligent and just living my own life, being docile and taking it one day at a time. I still go to work, you know. I ain't taking no solo stand against the things that I'm like, that ain't right, you know. I could be more proactive and get out there and be the first one on the porch. Some days I think about dropping everything and doing that. But just like I'm sure a lot of people are like, I can't be the only one putting myself on the line, and I got a kid that need me, you know, and something happened to me, you know. But I do care about the country I live in. I know a good bit of history, true history that they're not gonna teach in schools, that I had to learn in college about indigenous Americas and what the Indians were like and what the first couple of colonizers were like, and they logs, they journals. This is real information that they putting in these college textbooks. Excuse me. Like I say, real info. And it blew my mind to learn some of the things that I learned. But it opened me up to the truth of who I was, what this country is, things that have happened, and why black people have had so many different name changes, from Negro to Indian to colored to African American. You know, why we got so many name changes? You know, and the word I keep using is docile. Man, they said back in the 1400s, that's what they was putting in their laws, man. Most black people, you know, when you really get down to it, they're giving, forgiving, kind and caring. The biggest gangster probably got the biggest heart. For real, for real. Once you really get to know them. But once they said, like, man, they docile, they sharing their knowledge, they feeding us, they came over and said, man, we finna take this shit over with ease. And what kind of shit is that? People, they sharing their culture, their land, they letting y'all, they you know, they soaking it up. We soaking it up. My ancestors soaking it up. Like, man, we fuck with these white folk. Next thing you know, these niggas burning your shit down, raping your women, killing your kids and your men, kidnapping you, and taking you all across the world, enough of y'all, and selling you into slavery across the other seas. Then, they doing the same thing, bringing niggas over here from Africa. So the slave trade is missing information on a larger scale. But I say all that to say, man, America got a tough history. And nothing's getting better to say it's 2026. Like I said, I've been quoting 1400s information. And we still dealing with racism at the scale we dealing with it at is crazy to me. It's crazy. But such is life. You gotta give it up to God and just, you know, you gotta pray and see how God gonna work things out, because there is a God and he definitely has his hand in the ordeals. But also, as human beings with our own free will, we do have to get up and make the fight. We can't let him do everything. He gonna meet us halfway. He gonna instill us with the strength and the protection to make certain things happen. But without actually standing up for a cause, they just gonna keep stepping on us like they've been doing. So, I don't know. Hopefully what I've been saying makes sense. It's a 20-minute ramble. If somebody watches it, hopefully you pick up on what I'm putting down. Like I say, maybe soon I'll be able to regurgitate my thoughts in a more well thought out way and actually be able to take a topic and dissect it all the way instead of just generalized rambling. But I did want to mostly speak about the emotional intelligence mixed with that trauma. There's a lot of that going on for myself, and I feel like the American people altogether. There's a lot of emotionally intelligent people with a lack of power and resources and too much trauma to make the right decisions right now. But I'm really hoping that, America don't get turned into the Babylon as people have been saying it is, and then it just gets destroyed. And this is my homeland, my motherland, indigenous to the Americas. Once you do your research, I would hate to see it fall to a level of where it's uninhabitable. So, and I like the melting pot. I like all the different cultures. Who don't like Mexican food, my nigga? Like, I like Asian food. I like Asian shit. I love anime. I love the people, the way they think. Not just Asians and Hispanics. Like, I love different cultures. Everybody brings something to the table. But what Dave Chappelle said is being different is not a reason to hate a motherfucker. Like, we're all different. We all bring different ideas and things to the table, and we gotta be appreciative of that instead of scared. I made a little joke earlier today. Made a little joke video about aliens and shit. And if aliens were real, they would have a natural fear of humans because humans hate anything that's fucking different. But then they love it and want to control it on some weird shit. So, I don't know. I have higher hopes for human beings. I get disappointed a lot, which is why I'm such a recluse. Why I've been absorbing so much content instead of putting it out. I've been having a severe case of writer's block with my music because I'm just like, man, the world it's just so fucked up. It's fucking my vibration up, So I'm low-key consuming too much to say shit so fucked up. Like, sometimes I take me a little social media break, delete all the apps, then I get bored and just kind of look for the entertainment side of social media, and then I get all the bullshit, all the pain and trauma and videos, people fighting and people children dying, and ain't nothing you want to see, because then it seeps into your subconscious and fuck your head up a little bit. And I'm recording this video. I'm gonna put it out. Maybe provoke some thoughts. Like I said, I didn't really stick to a subject and dissect it the way I kind of want to. But you gotta start somewhere, and that's another thing too. We've been given so many gifts on this earth. And what the villains always say, what do you humans choose to do with your freedom? Start wars. Like, but always get out there and create, because that's the best gift that we got. I admire the people that can really pull these cameras out, create their content, positive shit, and get paid for it. You know what I'm saying? That's a beautiful thing. Probably one of the dopest things to come out of the technology we got today. Sharing ideas. Sharing our ideas. Sharing our thoughts. No matter how ridiculous. Some for entertainment. Some people probably should keep their mouth shut when you hear the shit that come out their mouth. But they don't. And then it gives us something more to dissect. More emotional intelligence to apply to situations. And it's just interesting. It's an interesting life down here. So many different perspectives of what this life is, the meaning of it. Most days I feel like, man, it ain't no meaning to this shit. We just here. We just here. And life gonna keep going, all these predictions and shit. Some of them have come to pass. But one thing about, I was raised on the Bible, so every time the world was destroyed, it did keep going. It kept going. So who knows, maybe America do need to, and a few other countries too, need to get towed down to the ground and start these motherfuckers up from scratch. Some countries have done it. Are they the model places of technological advancement? Not necessarily, but shit, they got their own fruit. They happy. People are peaceful. They still got smartphones. You know what I'm saying? They not completely left out. When you look at the TikToks from other countries and shit, man, they having a blast, and they making skits and content too. You know, so it's not like if things change in America, I think that's something that people are scared of. Like if America changed, I think people are scared of we'll lose the luxuries of America. But not really. Most people can't afford it anyway. Most people can't even afford what people think is luxury. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's designer bags, a vacation, fucking condo, the nice cars, you know what I'm saying? Motherfucker can't afford it anyway. So shit, man. I think a lot of that shit overrated anyway. If you got a car, you got a car. You got a bike, you got a bike. You got your feet, you could walk. You got food that you can cook. Don't nobody want no lab-grown meat, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, if it was done with the right intention, which I don't believe that it is, it will save the animals. They got feelings and souls. They got kids and stuff. So with the right intention, lab-grown meat could be a decent thing. But I don't think there's the right intentions behind it. They're not trying to do it to save the animals. They're trying to do it to make a buck, and just control. But it's also an influx of overeating. How many, you're force breeding the animals just to keep up demand. They coming out inbred, diseased, cancerous, genetic mutations from the force breeding. You know what I'm saying? It's fucked up out here, man. That's why I say we need more emotionally intelligent people in charge. We need some regulations on some things that they ain't regulated. These are just my thoughts. I think things can change for the better with the right people in charge. But we don't have that right now. So until we do, people are going to be underpaid, mistreated, killed for next to nothing, incorrect jail sentences. The Epstein files got released. They ain't even talking about it no more. All them people eating children, raping children. Yeah, ain't nobody doing that. Nobody doing nothing about it. Them people should be under the jail. Should be under the motherfucking jail. Maybe one day things will change.